Hello, hello. I'm Ashen Ninja, and today we are starting something new. Today, well, newish. I suppose I've done a Taurox campaign before, a while ago now though, but you know. So this time we're doing it in Warhammer 3, and we are also using the Old World mod. So what that does is it gives us just this section of the map, but lots and lots of extra provinces and everything. And there's still something like 300 or more other factions and that sort of thing to fight. And as you can see, like everyone's a bit moved around differently. And if we have a look, even if we toggle minor factions here, because of one of the mods you need to have to use it, you can actually even play a minor faction if you want to. So Old World mod has been around for a little while. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it, but partially because it's a bit different than the normal full-size campaign. Turn that off. For difficulty-wise, I'm just going to let whatever end-game crisis happens. As usual, just leave that at 100 to 150 with a 10-turn early warning timer, and I've pumped it up to 200. Playing on legendary, we're playing on very hard, with as little advisor as possible, and no time limit to our battles. And I don't automatically save things to the cloud. There we go. Why did I click that? I want to go to Taurox. So Taurox himself, he has the rampage faction effect. So a certain amount of battles, blah blah blah. He builds up a little bar of things to give you bonuses, and you can extend how far he can go and all these sorts of things. And his faction decreases the dread cost for Minotaurs with shields, and Minotaurs with great weapons. His effects themselves, he gets a Juggernaut raiding stance, so when you actually put him into that raiding stance, he goes further rather than less far. Good way to kind of just be out of range or something, and then use Juggernaut to just get them. Has a thing called River of Blood effects, which is like just a bonus to leadership in certain areas and that sort of thing where you've been destroying stuff. All of the Minotaurs in his army get plus 10% to their strength, and he gets Blood Beast as well. So yeah, it causes fire damage, all these sorts of things. Little explosion ability for him. So, but yeah, Old World mod. So as you can see, even over here it says the Old World. And on top of the Old World mod, I'm going to be doing this as a This is Total War campaign, which is not entirely unusual for Beastmen, even without you specifically doing it. But this is me specifically doing a This is Total War campaign. That entails me, at the end of every turn, I've got to go through all of the factions that I may have met or know or anything like that, just to make sure I am at war with literally everyone I've met. So no friendships, no allies. The benefit of doing it with the Beastmen is you can still use Dread to confederate with the other Beastmen Lords. So you're actually still not affected in that way. So Beastmen have a little step up that other races do if you do it as a This is Total War campaign. But yeah, it still does make it hard, because especially as I've noticed with playing a bit of the Old World mod, it seems to have extra anti-player bias. So you do end up with a lot of enemies coming at you. So yeah. But I mean, Beastmen do have the ability to hide quite well, and you don't really need your little settlements other than to build up the bar at the top. This one here. So filling up this one here, you need to get through your settlements, but otherwise you don't really need to worry too much about it. So what we have is, of course, Taurox's starting army, which is not always the best. Comes up with a lord without the best kind of leadership is higher than wavering. Okay, well, he starts off with perfect figure. That's good. So he's got that particular one. I was hoping for a better little things for him, but no. So we start here in the middle of what are these guys got in the middle of their lands? Close to my blade. In their sort of province. So as you can see, the map is quite different, and most of these towns and stuff aren't in there. The Empire Altdorf is about here, I think, if I remember correctly. Bretonia is way over here. You can see the coast. Langua, Artois, all that. So it takes up quite a lot more space than they used to. So it's just all fun and games. Now this is the rampage thing I was talking about before for Taurox. So once you win a certain amount of battles in a certain way, you gain momentum, and this slowly fills up once you get through your rampage marks. To get to your various things, you unlock this one, then this one, then this one. You get your various rewards, and if your momentum here goes to 0, it resets. So it's not a guaranteed thing, and it doesn't fill up super fast like it did originally. At the moment we've got casualty replenishment rate plus 8% and 7 turns until the next moon change. Legendary Lord wise, he's Taurox. He is good at killing stuff. Most of his stuff is just the regular killing things, being better at not getting killed sort of stuff. But his personal stuff is, so you'll get a 25 spell resistance to your army, and he gets Brass Body, which gives him temporary high resistances and that sort of thing. Within that, you get Juggernaut, which is more damage and charge bonus for him, as well as a dazed effect he does to the enemy to make them slower and easier to kill. Blood Drench, so more Bestial Rage in his army, and the River of Blood effect is better. So that's not really a good one, I think. This one's alright, just the extra Gorgon and the extra armor is good. And that is for his army, but the capacity can just go to anyone. So it'd be good if we get one of the other fellas. There's Gore Feast, which is your essentially healing for him, bit of regeneration for Taurox while he kills stuff, and you pretty much want him permanently killing stuff because it is what he's best at. And it gives Gore Greed, which is like an upgraded Blood Greed, to your any Minotaurs in his army. And then you go into Demonic Figure, which gives him Perfect Figure, which is really good because then he just kills and kills and kills. And he gets a 25% reduction to the cooldown on a couple of his abilities. He also has these ones to boost his and his units of either the amount of damage they do or the reduction in the damage they take. So he's quite a nifty little fella, and he looks pretty good to boot. All right, so first battle. What I want is ambush. Beautiful. That is exactly how we want to start off this. So they've got some outriders which are pretty deadly. But most of the other stuff isn't too bad. So we'll fight this one manually to start things off. So even if I don't finish a turn each episode or anything like that, so if I, in the middle of a turn when I decide to finish an episode, I'll go through and I will make sure I'm at war with everyone before the end of that episode anyway. Just to be sure. It's always a good idea to be sure. Now they have one unit of spearmen, which won't be much of a problem. The greatsword's been at the front, so the best thing for us to do is really just attack their rear. And the greatswords and the Lord will probably, and I do say probably, just continue running ahead. for a bit before they turn around. So what we're going to do is gather our force like this, because the great swords and the Lord Taurox should take on. Who have I left over here? Some wolves. Wolves are pretty terrible. I'm just going to put them in at the back for the moment. See if we can use them to harass some forces. But let's start off this battle with getting into their artillery with Minotaurs. See if we can get our Ungors in here. Okay, well that hasn't worked out well there, but right. Main thing is we want to do is, yep, so we basically destroyed their artillery, that's good. We don't want to go chasing a lot of their stuff around though. So, doggos. Doggos, go after the crossbowmen. You two get back here. It's looking pretty good. One of our units here is losing quite a bit of health. Probably because of the friendly fire. So we'll change that over to... Let's keep going after them. Those guys, since they're the ones having the most problems here. Let's see if we can charge them as they try to make their way around us. Yeah, that's good. Only briefly, but that's alright. Let's go help Taurox out here. And let's help our boys out here. Him. Don't let them just stand and fire. He doesn't have his healing abilities yet. Keep after them. Doggo units are doing well there. Ooh, wow, they're down to 55 in there. Let's pull them out. See if we can at least. Yeah, don't you guys fire at that. Right, come over this way a bit. Doggos, back into them, please. Let's fight with them. We did get them out of there. That's good. Kind of be better just to have the Minotaurs fighting them, but. And the swordsmen, the doggos probably won't do great against them, but that's okay. Actually, does that slow them as well? It does. Let's see if we can get that down. Yeah, it's looking pretty good there. What would be good here is now we get the doggos into them. We don't really need to chase them down because, well, this is the enemy's starting army and they don't actually last through. Either way, they've done okay. 105, 107, yeah, pretty good. Minotaurs did less damage than I was hoping, but oh well. There we go. Nice little opening battle there. Pity about them taking so much damage. Weak enemies did not do too well against the dogs. He did so much damage. Really needed to get Taurox into him more. But oh well, that's okay. But yeah, taking out their artillery early is always important though. Those crossbowmen did a little bit of damage. But oh well, that's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Once the loading screen finishes. Eventually. Come on, you've just got that little tiny bit of bar to go. Jeez. Jeez. Come on. Right. Angler. Leadership -8. Affects all enemies. That's actually not bad. I'm going to take the replenishment here. They now count as dead. Now I'm not actually going to spend the skill points at the moment because it is a bit of a bug in the game at the moment where it can actually get rid of your movement completely. Isn't an overly friendly bug. I do need to go into Juggernaut raiding stance to get some extra movement to make it to Hasselhoff. I'm not going to go and take on Guggenheim. It does have more defenders and it actually has walls and such things. So let's not go play with walls and things at the moment. Again, let's fight this one manually. This is what we're going to do is we're going to try and get the Taurox of the Brassed Bull kind into fighting crossbowmen as fast as possible, and so that they can do as few casualties as possible with them, and then the Minotaurs and the Ungors should be able to take out everything else without too many problems, I'd say. They get a nice defensive position in this one, so that's a bit annoying. So what I might do as well, let's put the 2 doggos just in here, because I'm going to use them to run a flank. Put you lot just here, just behind the trees here. Right, okay, so they've actually got all their crossbowmen just there. Okay, that's alright. Now, all the rest of our guys in the centre. Alright. So, let's go. We kind of want them to focus on Taurox, so bring our Minotaurs up as well, and you come up here as well. Sun stuff down there. The Taurox should just be able to blast straight through here and get into the crossbowmen. They do have charge reflection. So we kind of want to get around them rather than through them anyway. So. Go. Taurox just wanders straight through and they're all like, huh? Now, Taurox is in there, so we're going to move these boys up. Minotaurs are going to come up as well. Actually, we want you two taking him, you two taking him. There we go. Good old Taurox. You come up as well. Taurox will just mash them into nothingness. You guys go in here, try to take one with that. Send all of them into the spearmen. Spearmen do have some anti-large, but they're not really going to do much in this case, I'd say. That's good, they're all turning on Taurox there. Chaos. Our bowman coming up. think the bowmen are really going to do much of anything. I'd rather have them facing this way though. So we're going to get them these doggos coming up to hit the crossbowmen. Maybe the swordsman actually. That's good. At least one of these units of to come over here. Going to have the archers firing up and over at the rear there. That's good. We're not going to take a lot of damage on this one. It's good. Doggos, just try and clean them up a bit, please. You two can stop shooting now. Clear off these ones. Into those swordsmen there, please. Mr. Taurox. Let's get these boys to charge at the rear or side of these remaining crossbowmen over here. Should do a decent bit of damage to them. Get them anyway. There we go. Lovely. We lose. Oh, I think we lost a Minotaur or two. Didn't really lose much of anything though. It's good. Again, attacking a town, so we don't have to worry about cleaning them all up. Nice small amount of losses. Looks like they lost some more. Yeah, their spearmen did the best, but nothing else really did anything. Again, that would have been the unit of spearmen facing basically all of those Ungors. Ungors are terrible. As you can see, 13, 7, 7. Even the ones with the bows did better. I'd prefer have bowmen anyway. You just need them a little bit to hold the line while the bowmen do their thing. Good thing is those wolves are proving to be very good at hunting down crossbowmen and the like, so kind of like having them around at the moment. Good couple of wins on turn 1 for Taurox. There will be other turns where there will be much less actual fighting as well as we hide. So it'll come back around. It's good. Decent amount of money. Good amount of that. Get some dread in. Show off some of the dread rewards. We'll raise a herdstone here. We do want to build up some of the ruination. Even though we're going to have a lot of wars to go with. Challenge completed. So to open up your technologies, you need to do certain things like, what's this? Perform 2 rituals of ruin, win 5 siege battles, 5 ambush battles, battles against 4 different races, and etc. etc. So there's a lot of different things. The ones I like to open up the most are, of course, the Minotaur ones, and there's a couple in here that are good. I think it's Empire of Beasts. No. Yeah, this one here, Unnatural Order, has Death from the Shadows, which is really good as well. But since it's our only technology, we use that one. Building wise, we just start off with some pretty basic stuff. I generally go for some extra dread per turn. That really does build up well once you get a couple more of these buildings. And we're going to have Fetid Gallipot as our other one, so that's good for replenishment. So I tend to go through the blue line here. I tend to go through, get Fetid Gallipot, and I tend to get Foul Premonitions, just so I get the extra ambush chance. Because the more ambush chance, the better. The better chance that we're going to survive. Point in Devolve and a point in Traderkin that's a really, really good spell when we're fighting groups like these. So I want those. He's got Mangelder. We could get Steel Claws, but I think it's that other... What is that other effect? Looks like that. So Mangelder, yeah, that. -8 leadership is really good to have. Especially if you get some of the heroes that have the abilities to lower the leadership of everyone in the province by 4, which is the Nurgle's Foul Stink, which is what we're going to be trying to do with one of the legendary lords we'll grab. Speaking of which, in the rewards of Dread, you need to unlock certain things in your Ruination to be able to increase caps on various things. This is where you confederate your other legendary lords, and you can increase your caps on Gorbals, Wargors, and Bray Shamans, all set to 1 at the moment. It's where you can spend stuff on upgrading various your herdstones, your recruitment ranks, how many armies you have, though you have to get to Ruination level 8 before you can do any of that, do that particular one. And then there's for your, when you actually recruit lords, you get extra stuff. And of course, the ability to get items is in here as well. There used to be one item in here that had a passive replenishment to it. Was the best item. You'd get it for every one of your lords and heroes, and you would just tear the hell out of everyone. And because it was so overpowered, that took you out of the game. Of course. Now we can only have one lord to start with, so you can only have one Taurox as you go through your Ruination levels again. So if we get up to the next level, you can see here we get more army capacity, as well as unlocking army capacity gains for them. More army there again, and you unlock. So once you get to that Ruination level 5, you can finally increase for those guys as well. You can't at first, which means when we're in here, what we can do is get some more Ungors and more Ungors. That's what we can do, but it gets us up to a 19 stack, so that's not bad to start off with. Not going to actually build any building in here. While I like this one here to slow down the enemy and put out plagues, and this one so that I can actually see what's happening over my regions of blood. Don't have a lot of gold, so I'm not going to put it in yet. Now on to the other part of this, since we're at the end turn now, as you can see. It's time to go through and declare war on everyone.
Curses!
Everyone that I know. So those Skaven are just here. In these sort of ruins around near Mordheim.
My
Sterling,
hand
of course,
close to my
here.
blade. Utter your demand before I raise it. No!
Go war on them. We should stay on that screen. Mastermark is
my hand
over
hovers close
here.
to my blade. Utter your demand before I raise it.
In that little bit. So
I will not obey.
Them as well. And finally, Templehof, who are just across the river from where we started.
Pull out your tongues.
We'll declare war on them. So we have our wars going. So that's good, I guess. Alright, but that is actually going to be the end turn, and that's also going to be the end of this episode. So I've been Ashen Ninja, and this has been Taurox, and next episode we're going to head over to Horno and do it all over again. What an interesting name for a town, especially when you're a Minotaur. But anyway, I've been Ashen Ninja, this is Taurox and his brass balls, and I'll see you next time.